While these Youngbloods are hard at work in the fisheries, there's no guarantee that they'll be here by the time they're 40. Is this just a summer job, or will they invest? Since 1975, Alaska's fleet has been aging at an uncomfortable rate. The so-called graying of the fleet has caught the attention of the Alaska legislators, who drew up resolutions they hope will help younger fishermen stay in.
Its gestation, if you will, began in Petersburg, actually. My colleague Sonny Rice and another fisherman were just batting around this whole idea of the graying of the fleet. What is the Alaska generational shift going to look like?
Besides working with Sea Grant's Marine Advisory Program, Tori Baker has been a gill netter out of Cordova for 19 years.
To make sure that that gets connected to the communities.
With that, Baker and her colleagues at the Alaska Sea Grant Program created the Alaska Young Fisherman Summit, now in its 5th year.
So in the room we have about 60 fishermen from maybe 20 different communities in Alaska.
While few would argue that young fishermen quickly amass the skills that catch them more fish, the evolution of the industry demands that they understand an increasing amount of business savvy. So as participants sat around tables in Anchorage's downtown Marriott Hotel in December, they learned about interest rates, depreciation, capital assets, liabilities, and profit margins.
The balance sheet says, what are all the assets that I have? But an income statement simply is...
And that wasn't the half of what organizers offered in the 3 days of the summit. Other sessions taught fishermen how to present regulatory proposals to the Alaska Board of Fisheries, how to represent themselves in legal arenas, how to hone their storylines about catching wild Alaska seafood. As a perennial favorite, young fishermen learned how to market their own catch.
My name is Dustin. I fish almost all the species in Alaska, and this coming season will be my first time running a boat. I really am excited about the direct marketing. I've been researching it for the past couple of years. Haven't had my own boat to really market my own fish yet. But this coming year is very hopeful for that.
While the title of the conference implies all things youth, organizers draw a permeable line at around 40 years old or younger. But if you look to the crowd, a few of us might be stretching that a bit. When fall weather hampered the arrival of this year's NF Highliner Robert Hyano of Dillingham, who was scheduled to give the keynote speech, Jerry McCune, another of this year's 3 Highliners, stepped in.
Pick some fish and deliver and just spend a whole month out there. Which at that time, there wasn't TV and all these iPads and all this kind of stuff.
It so happened that McCune was in town testifying to the Board of Fish and attending other political venues. He took to the podium and started his speech with a moderate dash of salt.
And there wasn't a lot of fish in those days, but he still made pretty good money.
But McCune and other presenters during this year's conference were quick to point out that making pretty good money in today's business requires a balance between fishing and politics. With a stroke of a pen, he says, politicians and others can do your business in. As this year's summit came to a close, Tori Baker, Sonny Rice, Paula Cullenberg, and others had already begun planning the summit for the next time around. As fishing politics are sure to heat up, the organizers would like to host the next summit in the state capital city of Juneau.
And I think the next one will be in 2015, and we'll probably have it down in Juneau.
But that's next year. For now, organizers are hoping that fishermen left this year's summit stronger in the skills that it takes to stay afloat financially as an Alaskan commercial fisher. For National Fisherman Live, I'm Charlie S.